What if you were a manifestation master and you could work less to make more money? I don't know anyone who doesn't want this. Not that we maybe don't want to ever work because we love what we're doing, but if it could flow more easily and we could attract through our energy and our vibrational alignment instead of working hard, feeling stressed, getting stuck in burnout, I think that we would all say yes to that. So that's what we're going to talk about today on Max Potential Habits, episode number 115. I'm going to give you manifestation tips to help you build your business faster. If this is your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientez, the founder of NFA Coaching and the host of this podcast. This is your place to come each and every week to hear tips, tools, and inspirational interviews to help you optimize your habits so you can thrive in your life and business. High fives. If you're listening and you've been a long-time loyal listener, I would love it so much if you would just take a couple minutes to leave a review. I know many times when I'm listening to podcasts, I'm in my car or I'm on a run and I forget to leave a review. And I do now because I know how much it helps podcast hosts who put all their time, energy, money into creating awesome episodes for me to learn. That's what we do here at Max Potential Habits Podcast. And when you leave a review, it triggers iTunes to reach more people. And then people also have that social proof that what you're hearing here is actually useful for you. So take 5 minutes. Even if you don't have an iPhone, you can Google it. Just type in iTunes review and it'll take you less than 5 minutes. And I would so appreciate it. Also, take a screenshot, email it to MPH, stands for Max Potential Habits, raffle at nfacoaching.com, and screenshot your review and you will be entered into the raffle where I pull monthly different prizes. This month it's going to be a $25 Amazon gift card, so you can buy books, you can buy whatever you want on Amazon with that gift card. So thank you in advance. Okay. I'm super excited about this topic because, as you all know, my big thing has been focusing on mindset, money, manifestation, and marketing. And the reason is because these are the foundational focuses that have helped me to get where I have gotten in my business. A lot of the coaches that I talk to say, holy moly, you've gotten to where I am 10 years into my business. Some people say you're even ahead of me and I'm 10 years into my business. And it isn't that I have it's not that I'm a unique outlier, it's that I have focused really hard on the things that matter. So when you focus on the things that matter, you start to get aligned more quickly. And in that, it's that core of mindset and manifestation. In 2020, I decided I want to be a mindset and manifestation master. I want to learn the art and science of manifestation. And so as I'm learning that, I'm teaching people and I'm seeing the coolest things happen in my business. And I've had so many people ask me, what are you doing? So I wanted to share these tips with you today. And in that, I want to relate this to habits. Your life is a product of your habits. Your mindset is a habit. The amount of money you have in the bank is a habit. The way that you manifest in the world is a habit. Your law of attraction capabilities, habit. Your marketing, habit. So remember, what we do really matters, but what we do in our habit world is based on what we believe. So if we're thinking about law of attraction, and this is part of manifestation, right? We need to be aligned vibrationally. We need to have our system set up for success by believing what we say we want. So if you've been listening to me for a while, you know that I talk about this as competing commitments. When you're out of alignment and you're incongruent, it's because you say you want something, but you're not taking action on it. That's because you have competing commitments where your unconscious driver system, which is 95% of you, is not aligned with your conscious driver system. So this could show up like you saying, I so badly want to build my business to 6 figures, but then you find yourself every day hesitating, distracted, procrastinating, scared to promote your business, so you have a fear of sales. And that's rooted in your belief system and your blueprints that are telling you you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you can't get there fast enough. Maybe you're comparing yourself negatively to the people around you, thinking like, well, they're so much smarter than me, and I'm an imposter, I'm a fraud, I don't know what I'm doing. Those are misaligned beliefs. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to break through to the 6, 7, 8, 9-figure mark if you have that belief system. So you'll see people who are powerful manifestors, It's because they first believe that it's possible and they know what they want. So if we think about the law of deliberate creation, and that's really the law of creation, because the word deliberate is an interesting one, where if you will get what you focus on, that's the law of attraction. So the law of attraction, if we think about whatever you focus on, you attract more of. So likes attract likes. And most people think like, well, law of attraction doesn't really work for me, it's BS. If you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. It exists. It's like gravity, right? But the thing is that most people are focusing on what they don't want or the lack of what they don't have. And so they think the law of attraction doesn't work, but you're getting what you're focusing on. So remember, what you focus on expands. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So in the law of attraction, if you're focusing on, let's say you have a whole bunch of debt and you're focusing on the debt instead of making more money, your being and your vibrational frequency and your conscious and subconscious belief system is focusing on the debt. So you're going to create more debt instead of more money. And so this shows up all the time, and people say, oh, law of attraction doesn't work. I'm not good at it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. I don't believe it. And I go, okay, well, let's dig into some of your belief systems. And then we see really quickly that they're actually focusing on the thing that they can't have or don't believe they can have. So this could show up, let's say, in business, another thing where you go, oh, I so badly want to write a book. I want to be a New York Times bestseller. I want to write a book where I can build my expert platform. But then you have this underlying belief that you're a shitty writer, that you don't know how to articulate words and that you don't know how to create a storyline. And instead of focusing on, okay, how can I do that? How can I, there's great courses that I can refer you to. If you want to write a book, I have a 90-day course that a colleague of mine has. It's awesome. So ask me. There are a million resources out there to help you develop the habits to write daily, to be a published author. I know lots of people who have what's the word? Can't think about it. Dyslexia. So have dyslexia and have written books. You can speak a book into your phone and have it transcribed and then have a ghostwriter and you can write a book. There are ways. But if you have the belief system that you're not good enough, that's going to cause subconscious obstacles. You're going to be focusing on how you can't do it. You're never going to write the book. And so that would mean that what you're attracting your way is proof that you're not good enough. Proof that you don't have the words, proof that you don't have the resources, proof that even if you wrote the book, no one will read it. So you've got to start aligning your energy. So let's talk about energy alignment, because this is something that people don't always know what it means or how to do it. And it is the foundation of the law of attraction and manifesting what you want your way. So energy alignment has to do with your vibrational frequency. It has to do with how you feel. Your feelings and the way that you are experiencing your feelings is the best outward indicator of your vibrational frequency and your energy. So if you wake up in the morning and you're feeling awesome, I feel so much joy, I feel inspired, I can't wait to get out of bed, this is going to be the best day of my life, you're going to be pretty high vibe because you're in a state of joy. Joy has a high vibrational frequency. If you wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm a piece of crap, I don't know how to do my business, I am always procrastinating, I don't believe I can do it. If you're in that shame area or grief or fear or doubt, you're in a low vibrational frequency. And your feelings will let you know. So you've got to pay attention to your feelings and go like, how am I feeling? Let's do a check-in. And if I'm feeling off, it's my job to create the habit of shifting my energy as fast as I can. So I've talked to all of you about this as my emergency shift list. So this would look like you going, okay, I feel off, I feel misaligned, I'm scared and I feel like I'm in doubt. So what am I going to do right now to shift my energy? Some really simple ideas. Meditate. I have a mindset meditation kit for business builders. I'll put the link in the show notes. It's awesome. It'll help you align your energy. If you don't want to use that one, it's $9. If you want to use a free one, go to a Calm app, CALM, awesome app with lots of free meditations. You could meditate. You could exercise. You could have sex. You could eat good food and drink tea and read an inspirational book. You could do a painting. I could go on and on and on and on. Whatever it is for you that helps you raise your frequency to a higher state of joy, relaxation, fun, you're going to start to shift your energy. That vibrational frequency then is going to match a vibrational frequency on the outside of you that's aligned with joy. So this is all quantum physics, metaphysics, perspectives, scientific research to prove that these things are true. So when we think about law of attraction, a lot of people go like, oh, that's kind of woo-woo BS. Not true. Woo-woo works. And that's the book I'm writing that's coming out pretty soon. Starting to map it out. So the reason I say this is because it's fascinating to me how many people will say like, I don't know about the law of attraction and it seems kind of silly, or it's just BS. Part of the reason for that is that because people think, well, it's me sitting on my couch just kind of wishing something would shift. If you don't believe that it's going to shift, it's not going to shift. If you don't take action in the direction of what you want, not going to shift. If you are stuck in a mode of thinking like that you never get what you want and you're always going to be stuck, you're going to keep getting that. So you're going to need to develop the habit to be a manifestation master. So manifestation habits, number one, you want to raise your vibrational frequency and step into that state of joy. Something I do in my business every day that's been so powerful is to wake up and go, okay, what brings me joy today? I start my day with that. I don't pack my schedule completely full because I want to make sure that I have room to breathe, to relax, to brainstorm, to create, to feel good, to talk to friends or people that I'm just like, yeah, let's just have a chat over Zoom and hang out and get to know each other. That makes me smile. So when I'm in that space, I'm way more magnetic in my business. And remember when I opened this, I said, do you want to work less to make more? That's what you get to tap into when you become a law of attraction manifestation master, because you start by increasing your joy. So a lot of business owners, especially new ones in the startup phase or the phase before, let's say they break through the 6-figure mark, they work their butts off at all points in time. And while I agree, yes, you got to hustle. I built my business fast because I hustled. And I see now that there could have been ways to do some of it more easily if I had been energetically aligned. The Hicks-Abraham readings talk about how you can't compensate for inaction what you're missing in energy and alignment. So, my company now, some of you know, I've double branded. So I have NFA, No Fucking Around Coaching, and also Neuro Freedom Alignment. So NFA, Neuro Freedom Alignment. What that really means is what I'm talking about here. Is your energy aligned with your belief system? Is your energy set to joy? Are you limiting and learning what your competing commitments are, where you have unconscious belief systems that are not supporting the conscious pathways that you want to be going on? What you want to consciously attract needs to be aligned with your unconscious belief system. And when you start to vibe at that level, the whole game changes and you get to be in this state of joy where you go, what do I want to do in my business? What's playful? What's fun? And if you're in that new phase where you go, well, crap, I don't have enough money to delegate the tasks I don't like, that's okay. Start asking yourself, how can I make it fun? How can I shift it to be fun? It might be, let's say that you hate doing your social media every day. And so during that time you go, okay, how can I make this fun? And you get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Maybe you turn on your favorite music and then you start to dance around your office and you go, okay, I'm going to spend 20 minutes on my social media. I'm going to create some cool content and I'm going to put it out there. And what that does is then when you put the content out there because you did it in a state of joy, it attracts more people your way. If you're doing things you hate in your business every day, I won't say it's impossible, but it's going to be a really challenging uphill battle to try to attract what you want your way, because you're sending out the frequency of, I don't like this, I'm not enjoying this, this kind of sucks. No one wants to work with you in that state. Have you ever walked into, I walked into a store once. It was to get a haircut. So I had a photo shoot and I was like, I got to get a haircut. I'm looking pretty scrappy. And I walked in and it was last minute. And I just needed a trim. So it wasn't like I needed like a style or anything. So I went into like a Great Clips or something. And this woman was so grumpy. And I am like I'm usually really in a pretty good mood when I'm going out in the world like that. And I'm like nice to people. And the second she walked up to me, I was like, oh wow, she is not in a good place. And I don't know what happened. Like something must have happened to her. And she was quiet the whole time and just really like kind of rude. And I was like, oh, interesting. And I just thought about how I would never go back there. I was like, well, okay, learn my lesson there. I'm not going here. She was just not helpful. It was interesting. I just thought this is how people show up in their business when they don't like what they're doing. And if that's you and you're running your own business, you are responsible for setting the stage and setting the energy for what you create in the world, for who you attract client-wise your way or customer-wise, whatever it is, product or services you do. You are the one who's attracting everything in your reality your way. So if you don't like what you're seeing or who you're attracting and you feel really stuck, start focusing on raising your joy. I've had some really cool conversations about this with people where they go like, well, what do I do? Like, what do I actually, if I hate what I've created, where do I start? You go, okay, well, let's start eliminating what you don't enjoy and let's start doing more of what you do enjoy. Sometimes this isn't going to happen overnight because maybe you've already built a 6-figure business and you just aren't enjoying it. Let's start tapping into some of those joy centers and doing the things you love and dropping some of the things you don't and delegating away the things that you don't enjoy. So again, if you don't have enough money to delegate, and I want you to rethink that thinking and kind of challenge that paradigm that delegating should always bring you money. It shouldn't cost you money. It might cost you money out of pocket right away, but if you're delegating to the right person, there's always an ROI on delegation because you're hiring a person to do the tasks that you don't want to do. They can do them, let's say, up to 85% as good as you, and you're paying them way less than you would be than your hourly rate, let's say. So if your hourly rate is $500 an hour and you can pay someone $17 an hour to do something you hate, why would you not do that? And you need to think about your business as an investment. This is a manifestation thing where you go, okay, I want to have a really powerful business. Well, how am I going to manifest that if I'm not in a state of joy, if I'm doing things I hate? So then you start to look to all the places where you can delegate, where you can let go and drop. A lot of times in business, we do stupid crap that people told us we should do, and that doesn't actually bring us joy or clients or customers. It's wild to see, and what that is this operating system belief that you saw someone else do it who you had probably held on a pedestal and thought they were amazing in business, and so you thought you needed to do that. Well, you're you. Yes, there are some foundational things you need to do, like develop the habits of showing up every day, but you're going to do your business uniquely from your heart, from a state of joy, from a place of thinking, this is my life. This is a long-term business I'm building. I want it to sustain me financially by me showing up and getting to do work I love every single day. It's thinking about this work for reward idea. I had a friend say this to me recently that's his motto. Is like life mantra. And I'm like, yes, work for reward. If you think about what that means, it's like, okay, I want to do work I love. I want to do work that gives me freedom. I want to do work that brings me joy. I want to do work that makes me really mega wealthy to the level that I want to be. That is what we all want to be doing. And when you're setting yourself up in that way, it's because you're consciously taking action in the direction of your dreams. So let's break it down really simply. Law of attraction means you know exactly what you want. So we think about that as the law of deliberate creation. You know exactly what you want. You're focusing on what you want. Then, number 2, you're taking action in the direction of what you want. Because you're aligned, because you're focusing on what you want, and you have that alignment place of reducing your competing commitments and getting clear on what they are, then you can take action in the direction you want to go. You notice that your procrastination or your analysis paralysis begins to diminish because you're aligned, because you know what you want, because you know your why, because you're showing up every day going like, yes, 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 I can see it. I see the gold at the top of the mountain, and I know that there's a path to get there. I'm going to trust, this is number 3, trust the universe to show me the way. I don't have to know all the hows. I can go, okay, I want this thing and I'm going to take action to get there, and then I'm going to trust the universe to bring me opportunities. And that's when you start to become a real manifestation master. When you let go, and this is called the law of allowing. When you allow things to be as they are, you're not in this state of force or fear. Instead, you're in a state of flow and power and alignment. And alignment, when people talk about flow state, that's them being in alignment, where you call to you opportunities that you could never have planned or created on your own, in terms of, mapping out, I'm going to call this person and they're going to say yes and this and that. It's like, no, I'm going to show up vibrationally aligned. I'm going to show up energetically aligned in my conscious and unconsciousness. I'm going to believe that it's possible. I'm going to desire it. I'm going to allow it to come. And then I'm going to take action in the direction of my dreams. And then I'm going to watch all of the awesome opportunities, people, events start to be magnetized toward me. So when you do this, you become a money magnet. I always love to say, oh yeah, I'm a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. Like when I have something cool happen that's unexpected, but it's expected because I go like, yeah, I'm a manifestation master. I'm starting to really learn the art and science of it. And so when cool things happen, I'm like, well, of course it happened. I'm a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. And I feel that way. I have really lucrative, rich, rewarding win-win relationships with friends, with dates, with people that I work with new clients, with, things just dropping out of the ether where they're like, hey, I want to promote your business. And I don't even know this person. And I never asked them to do that. So that's the state I want all of you to be in. I want you to be in this state where you're like, I love my life. I love my business. I'm a money magnet and everything I touch turns to gold. So I'm giving you these tips here to start to have that be in play. And I know if you're at the beginning stages of this, let's say you've never even heard of the law of attraction, which would be surprising, or maybe you don't really know how to manifest, or you maybe don't even believe it yet. I want you to start practicing. Okay, so I want you to start practicing, because when you do this, you will start to see little things happening in your life, and then it starts to develop the belief system around it where you're like, oh wow, this actually works. And you start to feel like I often feel like I have a magic wand. I'm just like, oh, cool. And it's anytime I'm stuck, it's because I am not clear about what I want. And getting to that clarity is an important piece. It's why I tell people to develop the habit of journaling. Get to know yourself better. Get to in your journal, write out a desire list. Like write out all the things. If you knew the answer was always going to be yes, what would you ask for? What would you ask the universe for if you knew the answer was going to be yes? If you weren't worried about what other people thought, if you weren't hiding and dimming your light and playing small so that other people don't feel like they have to shrink around you, if you were out in the world smiling and feeling, just tall and magnetic and awesome, what would you ask for? If you knew you were, Gabrielle Bernstein calls it a super attractor, like if you're a super attractor, what would you ask for? And this has changed everything for me. I just go like, okay, what do I want today? And I did start small. And I've said this before, that when I very first started my coaching business, I was like, I started thinking like, oh, $2,000 a month would be absolutely amazing. And then it was like $2,500 a month. And I was like, oh, $4,000 a month would be really cool. And then it was like 6, 8, 10, 20, and it's like, holy moly. I didn't know that all this time. I just needed to ask and take action, and then the universe would bring it to me. And the thing is, where people get stuck is when you stretch it too far too fast, your inner being, your inner critic just automatically kind of triggers this state of like, you're full of crap. And then it doesn't happen because you have that underlying belief system that it's not possible. So then you have those competing commitments come up. So I like to help people get aligned in their inner critic system, where they go, okay, I've got to start to help myself loosen the inner critic leash. And I've got to start to take stretch goals, and I call them manifestation-based goals, where we start to take step-by-step stretch goals where it's beyond what just a little bit beyond what we think is possible, but not so far that it triggers this disbelief that it's possible. So you've got to start really working on your belief system, and that's in your thoughts, right? So if beliefs are just thoughts we keep having over and over and over again, And you've got to start questioning yourself. Like, do I believe that it's possible to make $1 million a year? If you're not there yet and you don't believe it's possible, then ask yourself, do I believe that it's possible to build a business where I can make $50,000 a year? And if you're like, yes, okay, then start taking action on that and put that into your manifestation-based goals. And then once you get to the 50, then expand it to 100, then expand it to 500, then expand it to 1 million. And you'll start to see that as you do this work and you take action in that direction and you see the manifestation and law of attraction starting to work for you, then you're able to stretch the goals bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's a really fun process. If you're liking what you're hearing, I have a boot camp, Inner Boss Boot Camp. So go to www.innerbossbootcamp.com. And I have a 30-day boot camp. It's $497. It also gives you access to me every week in office hours so that you can ask me any business building questions you want to ask. And it gives you all of this that I'm talking about: manifestation rules, money block work, habits, belief system development. I teach you my NFA system for 10xing your business. Like, it's like a killer smoking deal for you to really up level your life. And it's the tricks I've learned to go from food stamps to 6 figures. So that's there for you. I also have group coaching every week. We get together and we do meditation. We teach money tips. We talk about manifestation tips, marketing. We share community. It's awesome. And it's only $97 a month. So try both of those out. And that actually comes for free. If you enroll in the boot camp, you get a free month of group coaching. So if you're listening to this and you're a place where you're like, I want to become a manifestation master, I want to learn how to work less to make more, I want to learn how to wake up every day and freaking love my life and enjoy my business and make a huge impact, you need to be there. You were attracted to me for a reason, and that is why. And I want you in my community because I love helping people break through their BS and get aligned so that they can create whatever they want. Okay, so I'm going to give you some action steps to help you practice your manifestation skills. So you're going to start by number 1, align your energy and have fun. So we talked about alignment here. Get into a state of joy. Ask yourself what brings you joy. If you're in a really shitty place, a lot of people are really struggling right now with COVID and being stuck at home and having struggles maybe with pivoting their business. If that's you, I really want you to focus on alignment. Gandhi says, and I don't remember the exact quote, I probably will botch it, but the idea behind it, he says like, oh, I have so much to do today. I better meditate for 2 hours. I better meditate twice as long. And I love this idea because he's talking about exactly this. Get aligned in your energy so that your work flows more easily. So when I say the less I work, the more I make, that's what I'm talking about. Like when I work all day, it's because I'm in a state of joy and playfulness. And at the end of the day, I don't go like, oh, that was such a hard day's work. I go like, oh yeah, I did all kinds of cool stuff that I loved. I got to work with all kinds of cool people. I produced so much content, daydreaming about my book. I'm learning new marketing skills, like fun for me. If someone gave me $1 billion right now, I would do exactly what I'm doing in my life. Almost nothing would change. I'd go on more trips, but I wouldn't change. I would not quit my work. I love what I do. And that's where we all want to be because that's when you're really magnetic and your work is play. My work is like vacation to me. So align your energy and have fun. Meditate, get into a state of joy, do a gratitude list, exercise, sleep well, wake up in the morning and have the first thing in your mind be one that's positive. Create an affirmation on your alarm, look at it first thing, and then embody that and align your energy with that. So you have that vibrational frequency that allows you to attract what you want. So but beneath the law of attraction is the law of vibration. And that's really what was missing in The Secret is like when we think about, okay, we want people to be law of attraction masters. Well, really what's behind that is the quantum physics research and reality of the law of vibration. And that's you vibing at a certain frequency that helps you energetically attract things your way. Number 2, get crystal clear on what you want. And I want you to start with something small and do the stretch practice like I was talking about. So first, get crystal clear on what you want. And I know this sounds silly to say because it seems like, duh, like, don't people know what they want? But I work with a lot of people and a lot of people have no idea what they want, or they're too afraid to say what they want. They base what they want on their history of what they've been able to get. So they have a hard time daydreaming about what's possible because they don't believe it's possible. So I want you to start small with something like, even to prove to yourself that manifestation works, I want you to start even with like some silly thing. This is really cool, actually. I wish I remember where this podcast episode came from, but it was a story of a billionaire real estate investor who went from being under a tree and living homeless to becoming a billionaire real estate investor. And I think it was over like the course of 15 years or something, but you know, that's pretty amazing. I don't remember the timeline, but it wasn't like overnight, but it was, you know, going from homeless to billionaires, pretty damn cool. And he started by someone giving him the book, The Secret, and he wanted to prove that it wasn't true. He wanted to prove that it was BS. And so he started with a cup of coffee. He started by visualizing someone bringing him a cup of coffee. And he's like, I don't know where the hell this is going to come from, but I'm going to visualize that. And then it happened. And then it was a meal. And then it was like a room in a house. He's like, okay, someone's going to invite me to live in their house. And then he just kept going and going and going and going. And now he's a billionaire. And I'm telling you, the same thing is working for me. The same thing works for people who know how to use these universal laws in their favor and tap into the power of their energetic reality that we're all one with God, right? Grand organized design of the universe. And that it's just you limiting yourself when you're stuck. You're the one limiting yourself. So I want you to get crystal clear on what you want. And if you don't believe in this yet, start small. Start with a cup of coffee. Start just start with something really small. Someone's going to bring me 10 extra bucks today, or this week, let's say, and then see what happens and focus on it and believe it and see it and feel it. And then when it happens, acknowledge it. Be like, oh, cool. This is awesome. I still have times where big things will happen and I'll still be like, really? Does the law of attraction really work? And I'm like, oh, this is just so amazing. It's almost like I have to pinch myself. So I want you to get there too. Number 3, visualize it happening. I've said that in the last one. Visualize it happening as if it's true, as if you're already there, as if it's already done, as if your creation is complete before you even see evidence of it. Okay, then number 4, take action in that direction. So I don't remember in his story if he just sat under the tree and someone walked up to him, but I don't think that was the case. I think he was out panhandling or something and someone brought him the coffee. So I like this idea of, some people think oh, if I just sit on the couch and daydream about what I want and want it to come my way and then it doesn't happen, well, then they argue that the law of attraction doesn't work. You've got to take action in the direction of your dreams because then more opportunities are available to you. So for example, let's say I'm okay, I want to partner with a new person who brings me speaking. I did this recently. I was I want to tap into speaking world. And this was right before COVID. So it's on hold a little bit, but I've just pivoted it to online webinars and stuff. But I was I want to tap into speaking world and I have no idea how to do that. So I put the intention out there of that I wanted to speak on big stages, share my knowledge with the world. And I just put my intention out there. I started visualizing myself on stage. I started seeing the audience really interacting with me and how they would feel. And then getting a ton out of it and, me being so grateful at the end of it. And then I'm not kidding, within a week, I took action on it. I started asking around. I started kind of putting the energy out there. And then within a week on LinkedIn, I had somebody out of the blue who I just connected with as a friend, as how you connect on LinkedIn. They contacted me, we got on a Zoom, and he was oh, I can hook you up with this and this and this. Opportunity for speaking specifically. It was so cool, and it just keeps happening to me over and over and over. These kinds of things. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and better and more awesome. So this is what's going to happen for you too. So take action in the direction. Don't worry, I'll summarize this too. So number 5, surrender. This is a big one. Surrender, which is the law of allowing, and let the universe bring it to you. So what this means is that I didn't have a plan I'm going to talk to this person in this way and it's going to need to be done like this. I left it open to go let the universe bring me what I need to have brought to me in order to fulfill this desire, right? And that surrender piece is huge because in it, if you're allowing, it means you're willing to receive. right? So it means you're willing to ask and receive. It means you're willing to put your desire out there, visualize it, and trust that it's going to happen. And this is hard for people because what I'm starting to find the more people I talk to and work with about this is that there's fear around having a desire that they think might be unfulfilled because they've had a history of the desire being unfulfilled, which has to do with misalignment and the lack of belief that it can happen, right? They don't know that, but that's what I know. So I go, okay, will you allow yourself to feel good? Will you allow yourself to ask for help? Will you allow yourself to take action in that direction, even if you've had a history of where you didn't think it worked out in your favor? The truth is that a master always knows that everything that is coming into your reality is perfect for you at that time, and that you're always getting what you're committed to getting. So Gay Hendricks says, you're always committed to getting what you're getting. And I love that statement. And what it really has to do with is you being either aligned or misaligned. So if you're aligned and you're like, I'm committed to getting what I want, then you're a manifestation master. That's alignment and congruency. If you're misaligned and you're committed to getting what you want, you're going to be fulfilling the focus of what you're focusing on, which could be doubt, fear, uncertainty, not knowing what you want. You're going to get that. So I want you to start focusing on what you do want and then surrendering and allowing the universe to bring it to you. You don't need to have a plan. You know, it's like I think about Michael Jordan when he started playing basketball. He might have had the dream like, I'm going to be like one of the best known basketball players of all time. That was his dream, I'm sure, because we all know that he practiced, right? But he had doors of opportunity open to him because he was in action and he knew what he wanted, right? And we can think of a lot of examples of this. So I want you to, I'm gonna summarize here, to practice your manifestation skills. So 1, align your energy and have fun. 2, get crystal clear on what you want and start with something small and then keep stretching it. 3, visualize it happening. 4, take action in that direction. And 5, surrender and let the universe bring it to you. And again, I'm going to urge you, if you're listening to this and you're liking what you're hearing, the Inner Boss Bootcamp is filled with gems in this way that will help you 10x your business because you become a manifestation master and you become aligned in your mindset. It's a mindset course that helps you get aligned. So enroll in that. I want to see you there. Yeah, that's what I've got for you today. I could talk about this probably for years because I'm having so much fun with it, and it's been really rewarding to see it work for me and see it work for my clients and really tap into this newer part of myself and go like, holy crap, I am like a magic wand wizard. And I want that for you too. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget, if you got a good tip out of this today and you're like, ooh, I can't wait to start this, right? Leave me a comment, take a screenshot of the podcast, blast it out on social media, help us grow our community, leave a review and enter into the raffle. And that's all I've got for you this week. I will be back. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. I hope you have a max potential week where you thrive and feel alive and become a manifestation master. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Max Potential Habits podcast. If you're liking what you've heard, it would be so incredibly awesome if you would subscribe to the channel and leave a 5-star rating and a written review. This helps me help more people while we grow our NFA community so we can rock it out together. For Max Potential Habits resources, go to nfacoaching.com where you can access all of my resources. There's free ebooks, PDF checklists, a journal template, a business mindset meditation kit, and so much more. Plus, links to NFA coaching on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And if you're super serious about up-leveling, there's also a link to schedule a free consult to work with me in group or one-on-one coaching. Until next time, I hope you have a Max Potential Habits Day where you get inspired to do whatever it takes to transform into the most empowered version of yourself so you can lead a rich, thriving, kick-ass life and business.